The NES is an amazing console, and that's coming from somebody who's playing it for the first time in 2025. So, what makes this console that isn't far from a 40-year anniversary so great that it keeps bringing me back for hours? First up, the console itself. It's such a fun look with two colors and a boxy design. You get the point. They weren't trying to be pretty, but I just love its charm. Just two buttons, a power and a reset button, which I still haven't used for its intended purpose, and just use it to annoy my friends when they do better than me in a game. But the buttons are simple, and that's all they need to be. I will say, when you didn't grow up with it or didn't have anyone to show you, trying to play the NES for the first time without a manual was super difficult, trying to figure out how the cartridge system works, but I learned pretty quick. The connections aren't a huge deal breaker either, just being AV cables. I am lucky enough to have a TV that still has these connections, and honestly, it doesn't look half bad. I know there'll be people out there that say I'll need a scaler or something, but honestly, I could play on a modern TV with no issue. Some may say the colors may look off, but that doesn't matter because I'm colorblind. So if the colors are off or the image is just a little different, I can never tell. However, I do prefer to play on a CRT as I want to experience these games as close as possible to how many people did when it first came out. I did need to buy an adapter to play on my specific CRT, but you can find a converter at Best Buy or a local shop for $35 to $40, which isn't horrible, but I could see how this could be an inconvenience to someone else just wanting to jump right in. Next up is the controller. I have learned to love this thing. Another box with two buttons. But wait, it has a D-pad and two rubber buttons, so it has one up on the console itself. The wire doesn't bother me. It's had my fair share of cheap console controllers, so I can move past that. Again, I just love how basic it is, and I think that's what draws me in. With today's milsims and realistic shooters, the number of buttons and submenus can be insane, and the fact that the game is just controlled with a D-pad and two buttons makes picking up any NES game easy to learn and enjoyable. The original NES controller has hands down become one of my favorites, but for one thing that's more in the game itself than the controller is the fact that you must press start to start. Coming from a time where you can press any button or key, or in the Xbox cases, A, I always forget that I must press the labeled start button and not the labeled A button, but that just may be a me thing. And how can I forget the game selection? Well, almost every game has the same level of art style and is usually either a platformer or a variety of a platformer. There are some random exceptions, like this Top Gun game, which is so much fun, but why is landing on the carrier so damn hard? Which had me thinking, why are these games so hard? I still haven't beaten a Mario game because there are some levels that are just so difficult. Or with Ninja Gaiden, which I haven't even beaten the first level because that stupid boss. But so many of these games are incredibly tough. I don't think that makes them bad. How I see it is how these games kept you playing. That made it so difficult that you must actually learn how to play and not just brute force your way through like I've done in so many other games. It makes it so rewarding when you finally beat that boss, or reach a new era you haven't seen. I feel like I've accomplished something, rather than just moved on to the next chapter. Another complaint that I've heard is about the graphics being so bad, but that hasn't bothered me one bit. It's a device from the 80s, of course it's going to be outdated, but the sprite animations and simplicity is amazing, and it's really cool to see how some of these developers really push the technology of the time. So overall, the NES is an amazing console. I understand why so many people still love it today. Its overall simplicity and amazing games do still make it a lot of fun in 2025. However, if I didn't already own one, I don't know if I'd go out and buy one myself. I could see it being hard for someone just looking to buy one for the first time, as many game stores and online stores can be overpriced for what this console is. But once you do own one, finding games is the complete opposite. I feel like I see plenty of titles to choose from at my local retro game stores. The only problem I've had with the hardware has been cleaning the cartridges or the port. You have to remember that being almost 40 years old, some of these machines and games just might not work. And if you don't have crazy tech knowledge, it could be tough to justify the price of repair. And blowing into the cartridge doesn't always cut it. So overall, it's a must-have for a retro console collection. But if you're just wanting to try the games for the first time, it might be worth just trying them through the Nintendo Online. There are others that will say it's better to own the device so that it can never be taken from you, but that's a debate for another day. So, what do you think? Is the NES worth buying today? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video when I finally beat a Mario game.